On another, this is Straight Talk. Today we're talking with members of the transgender, transsexual community. Members here are going to educate you and let you know also what it's all about. Please, Miss Caprice and Miss Vo. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Caprice, share a little bit about who you are, what's going on in your life right now, being that Bruce Jenner just kind of just spotlight all of this right now.
Well, first of all, I commend Caitlyn Jenner. Commend Caitlyn Jenner for her truth and all of that. But there's so many more people out there that have done it before Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay.
And who am I? I'm Courtney Capri, Lady DUV, the baddest butch queen and drag MC.
Okay, slow down with all of that and bring that back to us
I'm gonna break
again.
it down to you. So
Okay, you lady. You said
you want me to do it? You go.
I'm
So
want you to do.
I'm Courtney Capri.
There you go.
Lady DUV. DUV is Dove for my
Got it.
last name.
Gotcha.
I'm the baddest butch queen and drag MC. And a butch queen is basically a not so overly masculine man and not so feminine fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's
It's
fish?
both.
You got to educate us today.
Okay, fish is.
Okay.
Some people think it's a derogatory term that we use for women, but it's not. It's a term of endearment. The more you are serving real feminine or woman-like characteristics, you are a fish. It's really a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And with you is,
I'm Miss Shaniqua Bolt.
excuse me?
Miss Shaniqua Bolt.
Okay. Share a little bit about Miss Vo.
I am. What do you want to know?
Okay. We're going to start like this here. Transgender, transsexual. Please share a little bit about what those two words mean and the difference.
I would say transgender is basically the umbrella that covers a multitude of various types of transgenders.
Okay.
Meaning that there are pre-op transsexuals, meaning they are in position or transitioning to get their body to match what they feel on the inside. Okay. Breast, castration, things of that nature. And I'm more so of like transgender when it comes to gender fluidity, and that means basically I've been genders. I can come out with just makeup on and boy clothes and very hood fish, and then I can just toss it up as a beauty queen as well.
Now you said hood fish.
Hood fish.
You got to educate us. That's what it's about today.
Okay, we've been here all day trying to break down every
we're going to do a
terminology.
follow-up too, okay?
Okay, that's fine. Well, hood fish is, you know how women in the ghetto girls or women in the black community who keep it 100, they say ghetto fish or ghetto fish.
Okay, ghetto fish. So hood fish.
Hood fish.
Okay, y'all got that view now? Okay. Okay, so Miss Vo, you are transgender.
Yes.
Is that correct? Can you kind of share a little bit about that so the viewing audience will know what that means?
It means I'm going in for the surgeries to fulfill my end result of who I really am.
Okay, okay. Now, each one of you, please chime in on this. When did you find out or feel that you were more closer to being a woman?
I've always known.
Okay. Now you mean always known? From the age?
Always from day one.
Okay, so what about that process that you just knew? What was going on with you?
I was just really pretty. Like my mom kept saying, "You're just so pretty."
Okay.
And I never felt like the need to play with like sports or anything. I was always dolls, fashion, hair, you know?
Okay.
Just being myself.
Okay. So you never dressed up in the man's clothing? I mean, like little boys' clothes with, you know how we come up with the baseball caps and all that type of thing.
No, my mom was very gender fluid. My mom's best friend was a drag queen.
Okay.
So my mom came from a fact where she knew what somebody with gender identity problems was going through. So my mom was very supportive.
Okay.
Like she would go out buy girl Halloween costumes, makeup, wigs for me, whatever I needed.
Okay. So you were in a situation where your mother was supportive of your identity.
Yes.
Okay. Right there, if a parent, and I want to speak to this, if a parent's child, whether it be male or female, is going through something, what should they do?
I think they should just support their child
Okay.
in any factor because there's so many kids killing themselves nowadays, and so much bad stuff going on to where, like, kids actually need the support of their parents. Parents have to support their kids.
Okay. Now, Miss Caprice, you said you do the drag?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people, a lot of transsexuals or transgenders, they kind of separate themselves. There's a lot of subcultures within the gay community.
Okay.
So just to be honest, especially in the black gay community,
Okay.
I can only come from the perspective of black gay community, and
Okay.
that is basically, we have houses. We used to talk about children who are kicked out of their homes by their parents. Black people are a mess.
Okay.
We want to be so, what is the word? We just want all this equality, but we do ourselves so dirty.
Okay.
In the black churches, we just use us for the choir director or the pianist, but you're not worried about that child that's going through homosexual tendencies or transgender phobias or just all different type of mental crises. We don't deal with the stuff. We sweep it under the rug and then expect, they don't, it's just so much. It becomes frustrating
Okay.
to even talk about. However, when that happens, when black gay children or transgender children are kicked out of their home, people like me, like she mentioned her, the person who was a drag queen.
Right.
A lot of drag queens take on that leadership role of being their drag mother, and that drag mother can have lots of different kids, whether they could be feminine boys or masculine boys, but they're gay or they've been kicked out, or they could be transgender. And that's where in the black community, the house balls have derived from, like Paris is Burning and How Do I Look? That's all our lives, that's our story.
Okay.
Someone had to look out for us because the black church, the black community, pretty much just dogged us.
Okay. So you spoke about the black church and the black community. What is it about the black church and the black community that is so vicious about this?
It's vicious. It's like a double-edged sword.
Okay.
A lot of people in the church are, I forgot we on TV. I was about to cuss. They are preying on their own children.
Okay.
There are already people, there's, like we just saw on Ayana, what's her last name, about the
What's her
pastors
name?
coming out. Hello, half of them are sleeping with some of the members, and some of those members are young boys, young transgenders, all of those things happening. Black people just won't speak out on it, but we'd be the first to speak out when somebody got shot by a white police officer.
Right.
Come on now, we gotta stop that.
So you're saying that
It starts right there.
Right there.
When we see those kids in church and somebody say, "Ooh, she gonna grow up," or he gonna grow up with a little switch, or that his hands, his wrists and stuff. You can't speak that into a child's life. If you really supposed to be a child of God and looking out for the people of the church, then you shouldn't speak that into a child's life if that's not what it's supposed to be. But if it is supposed to be that way and you don't know how to deal with, the first thing you should be doing is praying and loving on them at the end of the day.
okay.
And that's what we do in our community.
So you said a lot of pastors are sleeping with a lot of the men.
The
and
same
women?
way they sleep with on their wives, messing around on their
but they
wives, they sleeping with men too.
Okay, sleeping with men too. Okay, we ain't gonna call them names out.
We
just
sure
gonna-
ain't, 'cause that's
I
messing
see
with
you
my
about
pocketbook.
ready to go there, right?
I won't go there. I don't kiss and tell.
Okay.
And I like my
See,
life.
you know what?
I love my life. I don't kiss and
You
tell.
know, kiss and tell. Okay, so but you said still of them ridiculing them. They need to be embracing them.
Embracing them and praying for them, there's no reason for it.
If you really about it with the faith that
Okay.
we were raised in, where I was raised in, and that homosexuality or transgender is not of the Lord, what are you doing to help that person though?
Right.
If the hospital is supposed to be if the church is supposed to be like a hospital, what is the pastor doing out of all people? What is the missionaries doing? What is the mother of the church doing?
Right.
Shouldn't they be the first people to be able to say, I know it, I'm gonna take that child up under my wings? But they don't.
What do they do?
They kick them out and kick them with their grandparents. The grandparents have to take care of the children, and they just lead up to survival sex, prostitution. They lead to drugs. All of that is like a vicious cycle.
Okay.
Get pimped out and things. Just so many.
So there's a lot of you said pimped out. They
Pimped
end
out.
up using their bodies.
To get somewhere to stay at night.
Yeah.
do what?
They're not-
To get somewhere to stay at night.
Okay. So they just kicking them out of the house, not caring, but at the same time they going to the church. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'll wait.
The
No,
same
go
time.
ahead. Go ahead. Just chime in when you want to. When you
It's
feel.
just it's really crazy how the black community thinks about things that are not normal in our community when they're very so much normal and very much so alive.
Okay.
And people are just so either scared or afraid or embarrassed. If you're embarrassed, I was always told, don't do something that you'll ever regret or feel bad about it later. You knew what you was doing in the beginning. You shouldn't just, what's the point of being, you shouldn't be that way. That's all I have to say.
So